Yeah, everyone, I just wanted to real quickly show you. This is news that is huge for me. Finally struck a publishing deal, and many of you know I have tried to get this book out and published for, well, I've been writing it for about 9 years. So it has been a labor of love for sure. And I just, I thought I would just get on and express not only gratitude, but also talk about how this journey kind of came about real quick. So like I said, I started writing this thing in 2010, so almost 9 years ago. And, you know, the whole idea was to just offer it to people who were calling me up asking me, how do I help my addicted son, or how do I help my addicted spouse, and so on and so forth. So I began writing down my thoughts and trying to formulate and organizing it. And over the years, I reached out and asked for some help, and I worked with some of the best minds and the best writers, and Tom Cantrell and Chad Hymas connected me with him. He helped me get started, and then I went solo for a while and hit a ceiling, and then I asked Bridget Cook-Burch to help me, and she jumped in, and we worked together for a couple of years. And Kevin Hall coached me. Just various authors kind of have played a part in getting me to this point. And and then it got to April of last year, 2017, and the manuscript was about 85–90% finished, and it was time to start finding an agent and finding a publishing house. And so I reached out to every agent that I could find to give them my book proposal, see if it was a work that would be worthy of going out into the publishing realm. And rejection after rejection, I finally found Greg Johnson with Wordserve Literary, and he had a felt need because one of his dear family members has faced this with chemical dependency, and so he decided to take this project on, and he coached me and consulted with me, and we went back to the drawing board and did some refining on the proposal, and then we sent it out to tons and tons and tons of publishing houses, and both of us were extremely optimistic about getting a publishing deal back then, and that was April of 2017. And nothing. Actually, yeah, it was October. So took me like, yeah, all those months to find an agent, and then October we started to work together. That's right. And throughout the holidays, yeah, nothing. We didn't get any response, and finally we heard back from a couple of New York publishing houses. And since we were going after the Christian market, because in my book I talk about spirituality, I talk about surrender, I talk about the importance of including a higher power in the process of recovery from any addiction, but particularly chemical dependency. And they asked what religion I am, and needless to say, it got rejected because of my faith. And that was a devastating blow to my momentum and my excitement. And ultimately, I decided that I was just not going to pursue the book, and, you know, just deflated and discouraged. And then every once in a while I would feel like I got to get this book done. But you know, where do you go from there when you get felt like hundreds of rejections? And I took it personal, so it was really hard for me to overcome that. But in September, this last September, my wife and I traveled to New York City, and she helped me in that I didn't write this book for it to go international. I didn't write this book to be a New York Times bestseller. I didn't write this to try to impress and to create some platform where I could make money. This book was originally inspired to just hand to people when they called me and said, how do I help my addicted loved one? And then I could say, here, read this first. And if you're really interested in learning how to help your addicted loved one the right way, you'll spend the time and read this, because all my advice and all my evidence-based suggestions are in here. Then I'll know that, you know, you're invested, and then let's have some conversations after you read the book. And that was the purpose. That was the original purpose. And so she reminded me of that in September. And I felt this like relief come off of my shoulders that I don't need to have these huge expectations in and around this book. I just need to get it bound and get it into the hands of my family group at Brick House, and also those that call me. And so that pivot gave me the hope and the motivation again to start getting up at 5 a.m. again and start writing again and finishing the manuscript, and then ultimately finding a publisher. And I'm so grateful for Greg Johnson and Becky Johnson at Wordserve and the help and support that they're giving me to get this out. And so in first quarter of 2019, it will be published, it will be bound, it will be available, it will be something that I can hand to those people that call me and ask, how do I help my addicted loved one, or those that reach out to me on Facebook. And I can't express how grateful and excited I am. It's been 9 years in the works, and it's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and a lot of figuring it out and not knowing what direction to go, and seeking and asking for help and spiritual guidance and direction, and here we are. So I'm so excited about where this is going, and I'll keep you posted on as it gets closer and kind of walk you through this journey. But I thought I would just jump on this morning and at least share that portion of the story with you and get you all caught up as to why I don't have that book ready yet. But now that it's that I struck a deal, it's ready to roll, or it's in motion, ready to roll. So yeah, next 90 days we should have something for those of you that are interested, and any help or support that you can offer me in sharing it, that would be appreciated. But anyway, thanks for letting me jump on and watching this, and thanks for all your support and encouragement. You know who you are. You've been with me along the way.